Mm, mm, mm. Mm. Wow. Huh? So you know I ain't about the moolah, right? It ain't about the moolah to me. All right, so let's see what happens now. Look at that. Y'all something else, man. Y'all something else. All right. All right, I think we back and connected. Let me go. Let me look back in all this and make sure everything is all good. All right. All right, I think we back and connected. Let me go. Let me look back in all this and make sure everything is all good. Well, I think I'm back now. I can hear it now. I think I'm back now. I can hear it now. Let's look at the feedback. All right, so let's see. We all good? Stream resumed. We back again. The most hated show in the black corner of the internet. Is there echo? Let me know if there's an echo. Is there echo? No echo? Am I being heard or no? Because they got it on a long delay, I see. Shameful, man. It's shameful what y'all go through all that just to prohibit. Again, if I was doing all that craziness everybody do, you would appreciate that, wouldn't you? You wouldn't mind giving me a check for that, wouldn't you? Oh man, y'all funny, man. All right, let me see what I'm gonna do here. Let's see. I'm just waiting to let somebody let me know to hear, because obviously, okay, so what you do is you get everybody out, and then y'all sitting up in here. Okay. Anybody in the house, let me know. Okay, it's all agents in the house. It's all agents in the house. Okay. Trace. Okay. Got it. All right, so let me see. All right, so basically they already messed up on that part, right? So I'll just do a repeat. How about that? I could do that. I might give a repeat to the beginning of the show since they don't cut that aspect of it. So what I'll do is I just go ahead and get a repeat right here. Since you don't cut that part out the show, at least you thought you was doing that, right? Yeah, let's do it again. One more time from the top. Let's hit it.
uh, Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, are cancers on our society. They're not Democratic issues or Republican issues. They're American issues. And so I think what was done yesterday was the right thing to do.
Is it enough, though? If even Steve King voted for the resolution to condemn what Steve King said yesterday, is that enough?
Well, I'm never going to be able to explain what Steve King says or does. And so, it was appropriate, I think, for him to condemn it, even though his whole history has been to the contrary. At the end of the day, he's been stripped of his committee assignments, including an assignment to the Judiciary Committee, which was his singular platform to enhance the xenophobic rhetoric that he's been known to spew to the American people. So I think an appropriate first step has been taken.
First step, not last step.
We'll see what happens moving forward. Hopefully he'll learn his lesson.
Why not censure Steve King?
Because Steve King's offenses, if we can call them that, took place in an interview with media. I don't know that it's a good thing for us to talk about censure for things that are done outside of the business of the House of Representatives. And that's why, to me, we should be very, very careful about doing anything that constrains or seem to constrain speech.
Do you think that the punishment for Steve King that he's gone through to this point is enough for the comments that he's made and the comments that he's made in the past as well?
No, absolutely not. I think he ought to suffer the ultimate punishment that any politician can suffer, and it is total rejection by your constituents.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.
The culture of America, white nationalist, white supremacist, Western civilization. How did that language become offensive, King asked, according to the paper. Liz Cheney, a member of House Republican leadership, slamming the comments, tweeting they are, quote, abhorrent and racist.
How could you not understand that that was offensive?
No, what I was really talking about was the continuation of applying labels onto people as freely as they are. I reject white nationalism. I reject white supremacy. It's not part of any of my ideology, and I reject anyone who carries that ideology.
So why'd you say it?
That was in the context of a long interview with the New York Times.
In a written statement, King said, quote, under any fair political definition, I am simply a nationalist. But he did not say he was misquoted.
Did the Times misquote you?
I don't think I can answer that clearly, but I'll just say I have responded to this, and I think you understand where I stand.
Just last year, King tweeted this photo from his annual pheasant hunt, saying different breeds of dogs indicated diversity. His rhetoric finally seems to be catching up to him. Just yesterday, a prominent Iowa Republican announced he's running against King in next year's primary. Casey Hunt, NBC News, the Capitol.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.
You mentioned wrapped up a short while ago, and those who were here, including family members, left behind these candles in honor of the two men who died here. And for about 2 hours, they chanted, trying to send a message to Ed Buck up in his apartment, and also to the DA and to the Sheriff's Department, who they feel should have acted after the first death.
Arrest Ed Buck! Arrest Ed Buck!
Anger and outrage outside this West Hollywood apartment. Every year, Letitia Nixon comes to honor her son, Jamel Moore, on his birthday weekend. This year, she's also honoring a second gay black man who died in the same apartment in the company of the same man, prominent Democratic donor Ed Buck.
We shouldn't even be here. We should not even be here. There shouldn't even be a second victim. My son did not OD, he was murdered.
Earlier this week, 55-year-old Timothy Dean died at the complex on Laurel Avenue. The medical examiner has yet to determine the exact cause of death, but those here see a striking similarity to the July 2017 death of 26-year-old Jamel Moore. Was never charged, and investigators at the time said they didn't find any evidence a crime had been committed.
that Buck isn't stopped, it's going to happen again. He's a drug addict. He's not going to stop. He's going to continue. He has a problem.
Week, his attorney told us Dean was a longtime friend and added Buck was sober and didn't provide Dean with any drugs. But Dean's current and former roommate both say they never knew him to use narcotics.
I think the most he ever had was a glass of wine or a beer. And believe me, I can sniff stuff out. He was chilled, he was nice, and he was particularly trying to get his life together.
The Sheriff's Department says detectives are looking into the matter. We also reached out to the district attorney's office, who told us in a statement they are talking to detectives but can't comment on pending investigations. Live in West Hollywood, Chrissy Fajardo, KCAL 9 News.
It's the fast food feast the whole country is talking about, served by President Trump at the White House for the national champion Clemson University football team.
We have pizzas, we have 300 hamburgers, many French fries.
Piled high on silver platters in the East Room was fast food from 3 iconic American companies: Wendy's, Burger King, and McDonald's. At another table, Domino's Pizza and French fries served in paper cups with the presidential seal. This Clemson player couldn't believe it.
The rumors were true.
This player loaded up all the goodies he could carry. The McDonald's order of all those Big Macs and Filet-O-Fish was taken by this McDonald's just blocks from the White House. We spoke to owner Carlos Mateos.
I believe they had 350 to 400 burgers. They had some nuggets in there, a lot of nuggets in there as well, and then some side salads.
Trump says he ordered the fast food because workers in the White House kitchen have been furloughed in the government shutdown.
Do we have no food for you because we have a shutdown? Or do we give you some little quick salads that the First Lady will make along with the Second Lady? They'll make some salads.
His joke caused this CNN commentator indigestion.
That's appalling. It's incredibly sexist.
The president paid for the fast food out of his own pocket, and we were curious, how much did it cost? Wendy's told us their bill came to $2,300. McDonald's was roughly another $2,300, and Domino's said a $900 carryout order was picked up by men in dark suits. Burger King didn't get back to us, but no matter how you slice it, the grand total was easily more than $5,500.
They have some big boys over there that had a hell of an appetite.
Now under investigation in Ohio. He's accused of ordering potentially fatal doses of pain medications to 27 patients. Families are outraged. Here's Eva Pilgrim tonight.
Tonight, an Ohio doctor now the center of a homicide investigation after his former hospital accused him of ordering potentially fatal doses of pain medication for at least 27 near-death patients.
We apologize for this tragedy, and we're truly sorry for the additional grief this may cause the families.
In a wrongful death lawsuit, David Austin says his wife Bonnie was being treated for chest pains and difficulty breathing at Mount Carmel Health when Dr. William Husel ordered a lethal dose of fentanyl and a sedative and told Austin his wife was brain dead.
He's a doctor. I figured he's got knowledge.
30 minutes after the medication, Bonnie was dead.
Every time I think about it, I get upset.
The health system says these patients' families had requested life-saving measures be stopped, but that the doctor ordered more than what was needed to provide comfort. Tonight, 14 nurses and 6 pharmacists have also been put on leave. David, Dr. Husel has been fired. We've been unable to reach him for comment. The hospital telling us that an employee alerted them to the doctor's behavior, sparking the whole investigation. David?
All right, Eva, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.
Lincoln declared an end to slavery on New Year's Day, 1860. That's what they do. All right, so we're back. Right, had to do the re-intro. Start all over again. Because why? That's the way some people want it done, right? They don't want it done the way, because again, you are not in agreement to what I'm doing, right? So it's a real delay here, right? So so what they're doing is, when as I talk, what you don't want, you're gonna skip or you gonna cut, right? All right, y'all. So this is just what the name of the game is, because again, this is the most hated show in the black corner of the internet. It's not about numbers over here, right? You can see they prohibited that, right? So again, hello and welcome to the Black Minds News, Black Minds TV. I'm your host, the whiteologist, Mr. Blows Your Mind. This channel is to report, transmit, communicate, articulate, relate, decode, unveil, spread the news, whether it's by news, video, websites, or quotes from publications. As I, your whiteologist, articulate these information, I ask that the creator of the universe be here, heart, mind, soul, and spirit. Because why? The truth don't need no partner. And my motto is, I'm not going to tell you what I heard. I'm only going to tell you what I know. Now again, I had to do a repeat. I had to do deja vu. You might was there before. He thought you was there, but obviously he wasn't, so he ended up getting taken, right? So again, thank you for coming back. There be subscribers in the house. What's good, fam? Passerbys. Again, go down the aisle, shop, see something you like, hit that like button, dislike button, comment, say you don't like. The other one, ain't no need for us to say nothing. You take your stance, and I'm going to do what I got to do, right? So, my new little intro I got to do, I got to switch it up a little bit. I got to show that God creativity that he's given me, right? So they think it may come one way, but I got other ways to go. I can, flip it. And all kinds of other ways, right? So anyway, let's get into that. So a little bit about what's happening. You seen a little bit. You seen a bit the video that was about the Steve King situation. Then you got the Ed Buck situation. You got the White House in the banquet, and then you got the doctor giving out the fatal doses. So somewhere in the show we will go back over that. We'll bring back the video, but again, I got a new way I want to do something. I'm trying out the experiment tonight. Again, it's a late show due to the simple fact that it didn't get it off the way I wanted to due to some other unforeseen occurrences or events. We're going to get it off anyway. Now, every day there's always something going on in this world we live in that we call the United States. And just got to figure out how you going to do it, right? So, pull up this here, because not too many videos tonight, because again, they just seem to everything I do, they want to go ahead and try to derail it, right? So check this out. I'm going to go ahead and pull out this particular story, because I seen that and I was like, man, that's kind of interesting, right? Let me see if I can find it right quick. Because, again, due to the climate of all the things that's going on, and that being of the DOS, right? Just seem to be like keep adding on as days go on. It seems like there's always something new. Somebody's coming up with some new way to do some things, or just to show they dislike or disdain, right? As if like we can't detect what that really is. I guess to the point, I guess most people just don't even care, right? You're just showing who you really is. It's the smash that's taking off, right? Okay, everybody tried to do what they got to do. So, okay, we get it, right? So, okay, no, that's the video, right? I don't want that one. No. Hold on 1 second, y'all. It's because they did what they did that don't prohibit this show from going forward. You get what I'm saying? I just have to do it the way I got to do it. So, I got this first story that's coming up here. Let me bring it up first. Again, I want to thank everybody who's here that should be here. Hit that like button if you can. You just don't know what it takes for me to get a show off and doing everything to keep this show from going on. All right, so let me push this up here. What is that? Let me do this right quick, y'all. So I had it right, but that's how I got to be. All right, so news. Okay. See, that's the whole thing, right? For here, yeah, it should be right here, right? Let's see. Boom, let's get it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what I got for you. Everybody heard, seen the story or not? There we go. See up on your screen there. It says, Black news anchor fired after wearing unprofessional natural hair. You know I'm going to say that again. Black news anchor fired after wearing unprofessional natural hair. His story here was done in Ebony, right? Done January the 16th, 2019. This is how the story reads. Says Brittany Noble, 32, a former news anchor at WJTV, local station in Jackson, Mississippi, has reportedly been fired after filing formal complaints about discrimination in the workplace. In a personal essay published on Medium January the 7th, Noble recounted numerous incidents in which she felt targeted because of her race, including being chastised for wearing her natural hair. After having my son, I asked my news director if I could stop straightening my hair. She wrote, month after me giving the green light, I was pulled back into the office. I was told my natural hair is unprofessional, and the equivalent to him throwing on a baseball cap to go to the grocery store. He said, Mississippi viewers need to see a beauty queen. Okay. And it goes on here. It says, Noble continued, when I asked him how I should address the change on social media, he told me to write, I was told to change my hair back to the way it was because that's what looks best. 32-year-old also claimed that many of her pitches about race were rejected because they were not for all people. When I pitched stories about race in Mississippi, I was told the stories are not for all people, Noble recalled. My boss constantly complained about the types of stories I pitched and shared on my personal social media accounts. The former anchor had filed several complaints with Nexstar, the news station's parent company, about the discrimination, and when that didn't appear to help her situation, in April 2018, she got the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission involved. Noble said this led to harassment by her higher-ups. The internal harassment got so bad that I made several trips to the EEOC department begging for help. They finally took my case but warned me I would get fired. Noble said she was fired in May of 2018 and that her cause is currently on hold because of the government shutdown. All right, so we have here sister here, Brittany Noble, worked as a news anchor in Mississippi. And, you know, how it is when, you know, sisters are going through, I would say prenatal or having a childbirth, right? That, you know, just keep yourself and maintaining, you know what I'm saying? And so trying to maintain and work and so forth. And so, again, you know, based on the mindset that most sisters got, they do a lot to go keep that hair done, right? Because, again, that's the way white society maintains a certain look, as we hear in this story, right? And so a lot of sisters spend a lot of money trying to maintain and have this so-called straight look hair, when originally the hair that grows from our head is natural from the Creator who gave it to us. But somebody feels like what's acceptable to them is only acceptable to them, and it has nothing to do with the naturalness of you. So what's natural to you is not natural to them. And so we see that she got permission during the time of her pregnancy to have her hair to, you know, I guess she was straightening it, right? She was using a hot comb, right? Trying to maintain that look. So, but again, she wanted to do the natural, and because it started to, you know, have that natural look, so-called director was like, well, we don't think that's a professional look. He made an analogy to like it's like wearing him running to the store and throwing a baseball cap on. Really? Really? I mean, that is natural to her head and her physiology and her biology. A baseball cap would be something foreign, something that you can put on and off. A hair is something once it's out, other than you cutting it, it's going to be that, right? And so again, she decided that she was going to try to go through the proper protocols. You know how jobs is, have policies, and you try to go through the proper protocols so that you can, again, you have issues. But again, a lot of times people assume that when you go through what they call that, the human resource, you think that human resource is on your side, right? Human resource is pretty much the job, a way of finding a way how to deal with the situation without having to get it done, right? And so when you go through that whole process, and then you kind of find the internalness, and then things don't normally get done because, again, it's kind of like a deterrent anyway to block if it can be done depending on the individual, right? And so she ended up having to go to a third party, which is EEOC, which is supposed to be kind of a institution that is for the people. But in this particular story, but the story I read originally said that the reason why the EEOC is because the person who was handling her case was also suing EEOC because, again, it was doing some internal things, and actually come to find out that it's actually the EEOC is actually working with the companies. The same thing as like unions, right? You pay your money for representation, but again, they in the business, so they not going to really, it's not like they're going to go all out against them. I mean, they kind of, it's a kind of a working, one hand washes the other, right? They get paid from you, and you pay them, and then, they work some deals out or whatever, and then that's how it worked. So in her case, because of the government shutdown, she can't get her case resolved, right? She can't get seen, but then she don't really have another venue to go. And so it's just a simple fact that, again, people are using your naturalness. You're natural. What is naturally given to you by the Creator, it's not about how you feel, what you think, that whether somebody is supposed to be some standard that you is. We are who we are, created by who created. It's not incumbent on you to tell us what's natural for us. Now, see, that's that whole thing of this superior mentality, because that's about all that is. It's an air of mind, but it's not a reality. And so a lot of us go through that, right? And normally, sometimes what they do is when they want to get rid of you, they'll do that. They'll just make you go through that just so they can get rid of you. And it seems like everybody seems to be now nitpicking and doing all kinds of things because, again, like I said, the dripping from the mouth of this hatred that is coming out of people. But we're wrong, because if we start to address and look at it and it brings some light to it. So you get things like what you have here on this show, which is sabotage the show, try to derail it, do all kinds of things in order because, again, you don't like what's being said. Well, then stop doing what you're doing. Quit trying to put the onus on the people who are being oppressed and being disenfranchised on, trying to make them feel like their existence was wrong. Well, then what you're doing, and those who are like that, you are saying in the face of God or the Creator, because we don't know, because, again, when you make something that we have to always kind of question whatever that is. So we're going to say for the Creator aspect of things, we must say that you getting in the face of the Creator, telling that what He created is wrong. Well, you do that then. That makes you feel good. That's in the sanity of how you float. Well, you go ahead and you keep doing that. Because, again, the inevitable is for everybody. No matter what you plot in the background or what you're doing to sabotage and what you do. But, again, you have an expiration date as well. But again, here's this sister here, right? Be well, sister. Don't worry about it. We all, again, that's the plight that we go through. That's, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you're good at things and people hate you because you're so good at it, right? So they had nitpick and do all little things because, again, if they could be you, they would be you. But they can't be you, so they hate you. So it is what it is. So again, in time, you'll get that rectified, whether or not it be on this particular session of hearing. But again, let's say everybody got to face the music. So again, Brittany Noble, we gave you some light over here on the Black Minds News TV show. Now, what else I got up in here for you, right? Let's see what I got. It's going to be one of them kind of shows, y'all, because, again, I didn't want to get this by and not get this done. I didn't want to get it by, again, because, again, I got tied up doing some other stuff. So we're going to get it. We're going to get it right. Don't worry. Just be patient with me a little bit. What I got here? Well, let's see. This one here, we kind of did. Again, this one has been out there to the simple fact that, well, a lot of people felt some kind of way, right? I talked about it yesterday in the show about the individual that I thought it was a school, right? I thought that whole incident took place at a school, but it come to find out was at a mall, right? And so, when you went on the airways and the YouTube in the Black Corner, you heard a lot of different pages, but a lot of us were pretty much on the same page, right? I didn't hear too many things that would just seem to be like, why are you saying it that way? Pretty much everybody had some agreements to, how they observed it, right? And everybody had that one aspect of it, but again, you had to observe it the way for what it was, right? So this is what happened. It came out. Let me see. This is a little different from the one I had, but we'll play it anyway. So here's the story here. See on your screen there, it says, on your screen it says 51-year-old man arrested after allegedly punching child in face outside of North Cackalack Mall. That's why I said North Cackalack, right? 51-year-old man arrested after allegedly punching child in the face outside of North Cackalack Mall. But see, the story I got now, because again of the disruption, I have to get a different one. And it says, shocking moment, 6'5", 250-pound white man, 51 years old, punches 11-year-old black girl in the face during altercation with crowds of kids outside North Cackalack Mall. I'm going to say that again. Shocking moment, 6'5", 250-pound white man, 51, punches 11-year-old black girl in the face during altercation with crowds of kids outside of North Cackalack Mall. This was done in the Daily Mail. January the 14th, 2019, and this is how it reads. So this is the shocking moment. A middle-aged white man punches a young black girl in the face in front of a horrified crowd of kids standing outside a shopping mall. The altercation involving 51-year-old David Stephen Bell and 11-year-old victim was captured on cell phone video around 7 p.m. Saturday outside the Asheville Mall in North Cackalack. Bell is seen in the footage bickering back and forth with the group of young girls before one of them harmlessly shoves him from behind. It's unclear what transpired between Bell and the children before the video was filmed. He is heard in the clip ordering the kids to break it up before the girl filming the incident asks, "Who is he?" Second later, Bell is seen forcefully pushing the female victim in the chest before she storms towards him again. The man in the video violently punches her in the face and she falls to the ground, appearing to hit her head on the pavement. The girl filming then screams out, oh my God," before the video concludes. Bell is 6'5", 250 pounds, according to online jail records. Bell was arrested after the incident and charged with assault on a female under the age of 12 and 2 counts of assault. He was booked on Buncombe County Jail but released around 1 a.m. Sunday. The victim declined medical treatment, according to the police, who have not revealed the nature of her injuries. Bell's Facebook page, which has since been deleted, said he resides in Black Mountain and is married with 2 children. He is employed as an at-home piano teacher. Woman who appears to be his wife is seen in the left-hand corner of the video watching the violent brawl in silence. Police are currently investigating Saturday's incident. The Asheville Mall also said in a statement, "We are aware of the video circulating on social media. The hashtag Asheville Police responded immediately and the situation was diffused. An arrest has been made. Please contact Asheville Police Department for further questions." Now, again, this was kind of the heated moment yesterday. A lot of people talked about it. They seen the video. There was no real justification. Again, we know that people will use situations to, again, if it's a gray area, and you give it to them, I guess they will use it. And again, that's the same thing like that stand your ground rule, right? Remember the brother that was at the store, that seen the man out there kind of arguing with his wife, and he comes up, right, shoves the man to the ground, right? He pulls up the gun, and he fires, killed the brother. Remember that, right? And it was justified in the fact that it was standing ground, but later on, then what, right? Because of social media presence and Black Corner and, you know, social media itself, you know, again. So in this case here, everybody's seen it. Grown man, again, they even making the difference between his height and weight versus, again, her age, the shock value, and then there's all children, and so again, we must see. But again, the charges, man, I think you could also probably get child endangerment, right? You could get some child abuse in there too, right? But I guess these charges maybe carry a heavier weight, right? And again, it was an unfortunate situation, but again, elder head should prevail, right? But again, a lot of people believe that the race was somewhere in there, and I'm not sure if it wasn't myself, because yes, you shoved her, and then when she came, you know, you hit her with the left hook. And looks like a lot of times these mugs is got an itch for a scratch. And again, if you allow them to put yourself in that situation, especially being young like that, I guess you was not thinking that, and it all manifested itself. But again, the pushing itself probably could have got the same result. But again, you know, we were all young at one time. But again, I think different eras realize what, you know, adults. But again, it's this black and white issue that is, you know, being seen so much. And we know that, again, there's the fangs and the dripping of their hatred. And to see it this level and nothing to be done, we don't need them to open up no cans of worms of thinking that this is going to be, it goes down. So, again, I'm kind of surprised that you went in on a Saturday and got out on a Sunday. Did you keep that too? Huh? You know, my brother, no, we know you go on a Friday, you don't get to see the judge the Monday. So, I don't know how you went in Saturday and got out on Sunday, right? Because I guess they knew if you stayed up in there, word got around, I think you was going to get the 2-piece, right? You was going to catch a 2-piece, right? So they got you up out of there, right? So, again, this is to be continued to see how this drags out again. Probably just be, you know, we gonna see, right? We gonna see. So again, there's that story for you, right? And let's see what else I got in the bag for. Let me see who all out here. Check it out. I got still got 5 in the house. Okay. Let's see if I got any fam in the house. Okay. We don't hear nothing. Still don't hear nothing. Still don't hear nothing, huh? Oh, that's from the original one. Oh, did it reconnect back? Maybe it did. Okay, let me make sure, see if everything good. I have to check, y'all. All right, let's see. Because it seems like there's a delay in this, a very long delay. So let me check and make sure everything is good right quick, y'all. One-man show. See how it's working. Okay, I don't know why it's showing that because I didn't do that. And let's see. How's everything going? Everything good? Let's see. Making sure everything good, y'all. All right. Thanks for the 2 likes, somebody out here. Thanks a lot. Everything good? All right, I hear. Okay, so we good. Okay, all right. Now, what else I got for you in here, right? I got, let's see. Well, let me go ahead and do this one then, right? Let me go and do this one here, right? Should be able to pull this one a lot quicker because I know I got this one ready to go, right? I know I got that one ready to go. All right, so let's see. 1 second, y'all. Yeah, like I said, I had to pull this one out, man. I didn't want to not go today and not get back in. Took my day off already, right? All right, so I got this one here. Yeah, this one here go. All right, so I don't know if y'all heard this or not. You know, normally I don't do too much of that celebrity stuff, but again, I had to touch this one, so we'll see if y'all check that out. R. Kelly Goons reportedly stepped in the name of boxing gloves to attack Dave Chappelle over skit. You know I'm going to say that again. R. Kelly Goons reportedly stepped in the name of boxing gloves to attack Dave Chappelle over skit. Now, this was done in the Roots. This was done today, January the 16th, 2019. This is how it reads. It says, along with giving voices to many survivors, surviving R. Kelly also pointed the mirror towards society and how it and we held a culture that allows the enabling of a toxic man. Chappelle Show co-creator and co-writer Neil Brennan reportedly appeared on the Breakfast Club to discuss the doc as well as one of the show's famous skits. That skit was the highly popular 2003 Comedy Central sketch, Piss on You, which used the melody from R. Kelly's Feeling on Your Boochie to play on the R&B singer's infamous sex tape. The Lifetime documentary referenced the skit along with commentary regarding most people's feelings about it at the time. In short, it was a joke to many. But R. Kelly apparently didn't find it funny, according to Uproxx or Uproxx. R. Kelly wanted to fight Dave, said Brendan. His goons stepped to Dave in Chicago and Dave's goon intervened. The goons negotiated. Pictures a scene straight out of Michael Jackson's Beat It music video coupled with a corporate board meeting, and you have basically what happened there. Let's go with it. Additionally, Brendan addressed the backlash stemming from the sketch. I don't think people understand what comedy is supposed to do, Brendan noted, referencing a Charlie Chaplin, The Great Dictator, which poked fun at Adolf Hitler. We will observe things, we will make fun of things. Did people want us to round up a posse and go arrest R. Kelly? Like, what were we supposed to do? Brendan continued, noting that their intent was mainly to poke fun at R. Kelly and highlight the disturbing situation. So the idea that we somehow normalize this, like we also did a white supremacist sketch, Brendan pointed out, in connection with the Clayton Bigsby KKK sketch. I don't think we normalize white supremacy. Our job is to poke fun at things, and even if it's bleak, we still poke fun at it. We try to humiliate a guy who's known for peeing on It's Insane. I think the issue here, though, is not so much the inability to grasp the concept of comedy, but the fact punching up is generally more respected than punching down. The intent may have been to do the more formal, but it was essentially at the expense of teenage girls at a time when no one was talking or taking their alleged abuse seriously. So yeah, it may be a little more difficult to take just jokes when we now know just how long it took and is taking for these alleged young victims and survivors to finally get justice they need and deserve. The aforementioned documentary was a reckoning for us all on how everyone was at least indirectly complicit in helping R. Kelly continue to thrive or go unscathed, this sketch included. Brendan Field and Bell. Okay, so we got this dude, again, that must be that little white cat that was on the Dave Chappell show. He must be telling this story on the Breakfast Club, right? And he, again, reiterating that the fact that R. Kelly didn't appreciate that comedy sketch, right? And I'm pretty sure anytime with somebody doing so sketch and getting them, they become personal, because depending on how it is, again, coming up, depending on, you used to, some people say dozen, some say rash, some say bust. It depends on where what part of the bubble you from, and that was part of it. You learn to get a thick skin, or you learn to fight. One way or the other. But today it's more like, you can't say that no more, right? You're bullying, and boy, yeah, boy, that's like rites of passage, huh? You get talked about enough that you learn to either be good at talking, or you learn to fight, or learn to get beat up, right? That was just part of it. You know what I'm saying? Again, coming from where we come from, right? With this poll, the one thing you could do is get a bunch of motherfuckers together. We can talk shit. And you know how the community knows. You know how the streets talk. So, I heard some things, you know what I'm saying? Seen daddy out there on the corner, wino, drunk, or whatever, got beat up by, whatever it might be, you know what I'm saying? So everybody take notes. So when time comes to get to talking, that's just part of the game. So you learn to take the thick skin. But again, in the business and the public eyes that these individuals and these men are, then, again, I guess it can come fist to cup. So Corley met up and was on the streets, and again, they had their goons. I guess if he would have got caught by himself, it might have been a little different story. But again, at that kind of stature, I guess you're supposed to have your goons with you. So the goons worked it out. No harm, no foul. Just let it know that, hey, I appreciate it, right? But here's the cat that Dave Chappelle kind of was like, man, he kind of undermined him, but yet he gets to talk, and again, blew that whole show up, right? And so, a lot of people kind of like that. When I seen that, again, I don't know if you was making light of the situation, really making fun of it, but, again, now trying to make a comparison to what done transpired with the Surviving R. Kelly series, and then to say, well, see, we was bringing light because it was insanity that was even okay, but when you did that sketch, I don't think that was the part you were thinking about. I think it was just more trying to be funny about something, right? Coming up with some new kind of material. So that was out there today, y'all. And again, I ain't got too much to say of that, because again, it's not like it's new news. Again, unless you got firsthand, or you a part of the entourage and stuff like that, then again, I guess you will have more input as to what really went down. But other than that, as being spectators, and we just either reading the information, seeing the videos and news and stuff, but other than that, we don't know. And, again, we done seen where people crying wolf and it come to kind of could be false. Not saying whether it did or didn't, but again, I guess as time go on, everything going to reveal itself. And, again, that one side he had his. I'm pretty sure by him being on one side, I'm pretty sure he got a lot of stuff. And there's going to be a lot of people, there's going to be a lot of stuff dredged up. So I guess a lot of people say you got to be prepared if you're going to go up on that stand to talk. Because I guess word is on the street is they trying to go forward with it, right? So again, like I said, I guess there's gonna be a lot of them getting confronted after a while. So again, to be continued, and that was just that story broke earlier today. All right, what else I got in here? Right, I got a couple more things in here. We're already closing on almost another hour mark. Let's see what else I got in here. Let's see. This one's kind of funny to me. See if I got that one, because I mean, this is kind of like, let me see if I got that right here. Let's see where that's at. Maybe it's on the other one. This one here is kind of like, well, I'm trying to figure out where she's coming from with that, right? She say, well, the person I'm going to show you. Let me see if I can pull that story up first. All right. I hate when they do that. Might have to do all the way I'm doing it. All right, so I got it right here for you. All right, so now this story here. Let me show it to you on the screen. Okay. Says CNN analyst Areva Martin accuses radio host David Webb of white privilege. Webb is black. You know I'm going to say that again. CNN analyst Areva Martin accused radio host David Webb of white privilege. Webb is black. This story was done in the USA Today. It was done January the 16th, 2019, and this is how it reads. During the guest radio appearance, the CNN analyst, legal analyst, said that the show's host, who is black, has benefited from white privilege. The segment aired Tuesday during a Sirius XM show hosted by David Webb, who is also host Fox Nation Reality Check. His guest during the segment was Areva Martin, a civil rights attorney and CNN legal analyst. According to a clip posted to Twitter, Webb details his rise in the media, saying he always saw his qualification as more important issue than his color. Well, David, that's a whole nother long conversation about white privilege. The things that you have the privilege of doing that people of color don't have the privilege of, said Martin. When Webb asked how he benefits, Martin said, by virtue of being a white male. Areva, I hate to break it to you, but you've been better prepped. I'm black, said Webb. Webb then scolded Martin for making the assumption going through his qualification, ultimately leading him to Fox News, where I told apparently blacks aren't supposed to work. Yet you come with this assumption and you go to white privilege. That's actually insulting, Webb said. Martin apologized, noting my people gave me wrong information. On Fox News and Fox and Friend Wednesday, Webb criticized Martin for advancing a false narrative and for an apology that throws her team under the bus. All right, so what we see here is Areva is doing an interview. You see the David Webb in the chair right there, and I guess she kind of was like, you know, saying he got white privilege is kind of like saying he's a white black man, you know what I mean? Saying that, you know, you benefit from white privilege because, again, the position that you got, and then again, you couldn't get in that position if there's some kind of, you know, like you part of it, and kind of like basically almost calling him a coon. But then she didn't stick to it. Then what she did is she, you know what I'm saying, she hid behind the fact that talking about the information she got. And he said, well, damn, can't you look and see I ain't white? So, you know, she was throwing a shot. She threw a shot. Like, you know, white, black, man. You know, huh? So, you know, just one of those things, right? It's, you know, people going to get called to the fore these days. Again, going to be questioned as to your loyalty to who you're loyal to, right? Drawing the line. And that's what it seemed like she did, but again, she got a backpedal because, again, I'm pretty sure my man got some money, right? Said, look, I'm going to strip you, and I'm, you know what I'm saying? I got privilege. And she said, yeah, you do got privilege. You kind of like one of them. So, you know, again, this is the day and age we in right now, right? Like, you know, a lot of things are being questioned. A lot of people are doing things that you have to be looking at saying, and that's why some people get mad when I start talking about DOS and talking about the distinction, right? Because, again, I think historically when we look at our people, and if we went with the whole theme of everything in my skin is my kin, then when you do it that way, again, when we say universal and family, there is kinship. We are that. But as that sprout that came from that origin moved and migrated, just like on the continent, there's tribes. So what happens when you've been removed after hundreds of years? Do you become distinguished? Do you become, you know, an individual tribe? Even though we have not come together and label ourselves that, because again, it seems like everybody keep giving us the name they want us to have, right? Because again, we've been colored, we've been Negro, we've been black, we've been African Americans, right? There's been a whole lot of different things, but what have we? And again, I guess we can't get we is because again, the infiltration, right? And that's why some people get married again, because again, it's not excluding you. It's about unifying that which is of the family, right? And coming with a determination, because again, it's like when things get hot, right? As it get hotter in this nation, probably a lot of people would probably start jumping off that boat. Again, that's kind of like what you see with the feminism. That's what you see with the LGBT. I'm talking about black people. Black people who are part of black women who are part of feminism. Again, your gender. Never going to try to take that away from you. And I'm not saying that there may not be no differentiation between male and female. Again, but you got to remember we all in the same boat. We in the same game. So whatever you feel you have anything that is not equivalent to, then you got to remember your partner and the one that you came in with in it is the same. Now, if it's better, if it's more lucrative for you to get off that to do what you do, and that's what you're using it for, okay, we peeping that, we see that. But then don't cry wolf when you get caught out there, because see, that's what's happening with that whole march thing. See, they gonna use that against the sister as we did the show yesterday. They gonna do that to her, right? Or was it Tamika, right? And say you got to drop that flag, right? If you're gonna be rolling with us, you got to drop the flag. And so that's what's happening here. So distinguishing don't mean that we not having allegiance and alliance. It was just saying that we must know who, because again, when we allow other people to get in, they come in under the cloak of under the skin as a kin, and then they have their own agenda. Then we still left holding the bag with nothing. We done seen it. The whole nation got behind the individual that felt like that was supposed to be in. And, a lot of people got teary-eyed and heart swelled up, and then shit, after he done ran with the bag, what are we holding? We ain't holding nothing. And so every time you keep doing that, again, you get somebody who advocate and they talk on behalf, but again, they got that, break the glass case of emergency. They can escape. They got another side to it. In this case, we don't got that. It is we 100. There's no left or right. It's just straight down the middle. It is what it is. And so, so that's the only reason why he has to make that distinction. This is because, again, we got to know who's with us. Again, John Henry Clark always said, we ain't got no friends in this business. It's only just us until we recognize that, right? We have to recognize that, because otherwise we keep getting duped. And I think other people do that knowing that. They put people, because when you really look at a lot, again, if you was to sit down and take genres and say, whether it be music or politics, whatever it is, and when you trace these people, you'll find out that majority of the time, a lot of them don't be cut from you, right? You find that out. He'd be like, oh, damn, no wonder you take the position that you do. Because, again, they would, of course, again, I think, who was it? Was it Elijah Muhammad that said that they would never put a black American in the White House? I guess that would be obvious. But, again, the image that they gave and the way that they said that he was a African American, and again, like I said, there's a distinction between African American and black American. And that was the African American, but again, what part of that was part of the cut? Mama was from somewhere, but she was Caucasian. His daddy was from the continent. So I didn't know how that fit, but everybody ran with it. And we got played once again. But then we ain't supposed to say nothing, though. Go act like that ain't happened. So you get the privilege. See, you be part of the gang, you get the privilege. You could be, I think one time on All in the Family, when Archie Bunker said that about Harry Belafonte. He said he's nothing but he's a white man dipped in caramel, good-looking white man dipped in caramel. Right? But I mean, again, that's no shot to Harry Belafonte, because again, Harry Belafonte, again, you know, things he did behind the scene after I did yesterday with Martin Luther King, he took care of the family. So again, there's no shot. It's just that's what Archie Bunker has said, meaning that again, these kind of people that we get, you get those type of people that be leading you, and you never know what their real agenda is. You never know what their agenda is. So you know what I'm saying, we're saying white privilege mug sitting there looking like you, but you know he there for a reason, and they know why they got him in there. Just sometimes we think of it. And those who don't look at it say, "Oh, he's black." Remember, matter of fact, remember the movie Amistad? Remember when they was marching them through the city, and they seen Morgan Freeman sitting up on the carriage, and he was like, "Brother, brother," and the singer was like, "That's no brother, that's a white man." You remember that? That's how sometimes it is. Matter of fact, that's why in the continent they call us a kata, right? They say a kata, man, like a white man, right? They don't look at us as full. Now I'm not saying all, but I'm just saying there is a percentage, and where does that word exist if they didn't think, some didn't think in that form. So again, that's what it is, man. You see, sometimes some brother they see in certain positions, you think, but they got a white privilege because they got a car, they in somewhere, right? Because again, you can't get in those type of position if you putting your hand back trying to bring people up. We know that, but you know, ain't probably talking like that, right? So anyway, moving on. What else I got in here? I got a couple more in here. I already hit the hour mark, right? See what else up in there. Let me read some of the comments. Any comments out here? See if we got any comments. No comments. Not sure who up in here then. I must be in here. I'm in here sitting with all the other side, huh? All right. All right, what I got now? Let's see. Where's that other one at? Let's see. Well, can I go there? Let's see. I could go there. Hold on. Let me see. Let me go there. What's this one here, right? Oh, can't go there. Hellfire. All right, let's go here. See if I still got that one. All right, give me 1 second here. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull that up. Because, you know, again, I didn't want to go without not putting a show on tonight. So let me see if I can pull this up right quick for y'all. And let y'all do what y'all got to do. I seen 2 people already do it. But you know, it's the most hated show on the black corner of the internet. You know, you got to help contribute in your only way that you can, which is a like or dislike. Give me something, let me hold something. All right, so let me do this right quick, and then let me pull this up too while I'm doing this. See? One-man band here. Let's see. All right, let's go here. And in real time. All right, let's go with right here. Let's do this. All right. Let y'all get that out the way. Get that out the way. Come on. Hold on. All right, let's get it. All right, let's get it. All right, yo. All right. Oh, don't do that now. I ain't supposed to do that. Lincoln declared an end into slavery on New Year's Day. We're not going there. 1863. We're not going to do that. It went on for 2 I'm not doing that one. I'm not doing that tonight. I'm not doing that one tonight. All right? Slow your roll. Slow your roll. All right, so let me get this one other story up here. Let me see, pull it up here. Let's see. Let me pull this up because I think this is important, y'all. This one here I think is very, very important. Right here. Got it for you. Let's see. Let me go ahead and pull this up, right? All right, it says impeaching Trump. Why this Congress member says the time is now. You know I'm going to say that again. Impeaching Trump. Why this Congress member says the time is now. This story was done in the Vox, done January the 14th, 2019. This is how it reads. It said, I did not file articles of impeachment to further the interests of my party, says Rep. Brad Sherman. The big story on the first day of the new Congress was Rep. Rashida Tlaib, a newly elected Michigan Democrat, declaring at an event in Washington, D.C. that she was going to impeach the... Oh, no. I ain't gonna impeach the motherfucker, right? The motherfucker in this case being President Donald Trump. But shortly before Tlaib's pronouncement, a pair of Democratic members of Congress, Brad Sherman of California and Al Green of Texas, filed actual impeachment articles against Trump. Sherman, who has been in Congress since 1997, filed a similar resolution in 2017. But Republicans controlled the House at the time, so the move felt more performative than anything else. Today, however, Democrats are in control of the House, which makes the impeachment push more relevant. But does it have any chance of succeeding, and why do it now? Would it not make more sense to at least wait for Special Counsel Robert Mueller to conclude his investigation? I reached out to Sherman to get some answers to these questions and to hear his case for impeaching the president. Wanted to know if he really thinks this has any chance of succeeding. And his response to critics in his own caucus, who says this is premature and might backfire. A lightly edited transcript of our conversation follows. Shine says, in your impeachment resolution against President Trump, you claim that he has violated the oath to faithfully execute the office of the President of the United States. What specifically are you referring to? Brad Sherman. He has obstructed justice. I made this determination on the basis of the testimony offered by former FBI Director James Comey. Before the Senate Intelligence Committee given under oath, Director Comey is not a Bernie-crat hostile to the Trump agenda. He served in the Trump administration and wished to continue to do so. I sat there and listened to his entire oral testimony. It is clear that the president was trying to prevent him from investigating. Trump then National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. That's obstruction of justice, plain and simple. And it's true. I mean, we have a perceptive witness under oath who happens to be the former director of FBI and who observed the crime. What else do we need? I did not file articles of impeachment to further the interests of my party. I believe that filing articles of impeachment was necessary for me to fully comply with my oath to defund the Constitution. Shailene. Obstruction of justice is very difficult to prove, but impeachment is a political act, not a legal proceeding. Brad Sherman. That's right, and it is very circular. Legal experts will tell you it's just political, but the political experts will tell you that you need a legal justification. I can tell you that I've won a bunch of elections, and it would be very hard in my district to justify impeachment unless you could point to a particular section of the criminal code that has been violated. Shailene. But why push for impeachment right now? Why not wait until the Mueller probe is complete? Brad Sherman. Well, to be fair, I didn't do it right now. I did it in July of 2017. Shailene. Right, but the question still holds. Why not simply wait for Mueller investigation to conclude, which would likely bolster your case? Brad Sherman. because then I would have been waiting for a year and a half after we've already had proof of obstruction on the record, given by a credible recipient witness under oath. So why wait around until 2019? I don't know of any prosecutor who says I've got on the record sworn testimony of a felony, but I'm going to wait for a year and a half just in case the defendant may be proven to be or have committed other felonies. Sean Lynn. Then why, given the totality of evidence we have right now, are so few people in the position willing to do what you're doing? Brian Sherman. Well, first of all, I did this as far away from an election as his House members get in 2017, and I did wait and withdraw, so I filed another impeachment resolution last week to keep it alive. I didn't do it as a great politics, and I can argue that it's bad politics or good politics for my party. I think it may turn out to be just right, and that I'm not Nancy Pelosi, I'm not Chuck Schumer. What I've done, taken up is to about 90 degrees, whereas somebody more prominent had done it, there would have been more tension, more heat. I did it on the low key. Okay, there's a little bit more on that. So again, they're setting up the impeachment, right? It's a real long article. I don't want to do all that again. I'm trying to just get the show off because now they want to get by. So again, I keep telling you, if they do this, right? Yeah, they're trying to pull the move. I know they got themselves in the position, Democrats. They think they're going to pull up again and say it's more of a political move, right? It's kind of hard to burden. They say, well, they got the evidence. They got the smoking gun. They got the DNA. They got what they need, right? But the climate of stuff happening right now, who's the one to get the short end of their stick? Who's the one that's going to get, if they get a cold, you're going to get pneumonia? That's what you got to look at, right? And I think that's why some of them say, well, it'd be better to postpone it so pretty much in 2 years. It'd be almost time for the election again, right? So then let the people decide, right? They say, well, you got the Mueller situation. You can no, we want to go ahead and get this started off. We're going to get it popping now. Again, you know, at whose expense is this? What chess moves are being played is what we have to look at. You know, a lot of people got a lot of different ideas and stuff, but sometimes you research stuff, you have to see who's the benefit from this. You know, it's kind of like saying get a kid find a hornet's nest and don't know it's a hornet's nest and then start kicking and hitting it with a stick. And then here come all the, you know, hornets and the bees coming up out there stinging your ass. So I'm saying, hey, almost an R. Kelly song, you better be careful what you do to me because it might turn around on you. So again, some people say, well, that's not my business what's going on there. Well, whatever's going in there in that White House, whatever's going on this, it got something to do with us. We in the plan somewhere. Not, right? Oh, they trying to knock me out. Yeah, they really, they pushing it hard, huh? Trying to knock me up out of here, y'all. They ain't trying to let me get up in here too much longer. Because again, I'm talking about what you don't want us talking about. We ain't supposed to be looking over there, right? We not supposed to look at none of that. But again, this is fresh news, man. That's 2 days ago, 3 days ago. You know, Black Corner ain't talking about none of that. I was over there talking about impeaching. Now I told you that's not good. It's not good business. That's not good business. You know, we already in the climate. You fucking with they man, right? And you know the thing they want to do, they want to blame you for the shit, right? So I'm just saying, I'm letting you know, pay attention to that shit, because they talking it right now. Again, whether it can be done or not is another thing, but the point is, they thinking about it. They been thinking about it. That's what the whole thing about trying to set up with the Mueller said. That was the whole aspect to it. You to the fact that you even heard that President Donald Trump said, hey, he said, hey, why would you impeach somebody who's doing good? As to say, like, well, all right, yeah, well, maybe you got me, but fuck it, I'm doing good. Fuck it, we can forget about that shit, right? It just depends, right? It just depends. So again, stay tuned. To be continued. The Lord will say, to be continued. Well, look, I ain't got no, matter of fact, how about this? We're going to put up these videos. Because I might as well go back to some of that stories there. Since I gave you the beginning part of it, right? All right, so let's see. We got, let's go with the King situation, right? Everybody kind of tripping on that a little bit, right? Go back and play that again. And let's see. Yeah, since I did that, I might as well go back to him, right? Because, let's see if we're going to play, though. May play, may not play. Like, yeah, freezing it up on me, huh? All right.
White supremacy, Islamophobia, anti-Semitism are cancers on our society.
Hold on. Go back. Play it right now. Yeah, look at that. I mean, they really freezing it up, huh? All right, let's go here. And this cat here kind of reminds you of Obama somewhat, huh? I think that's why they did it too, right? They put him out there. All right, so here you go. Check this out. Come right back.
Islamophobia, anti-Semitism are cancers on our society. They're not Democratic issues or Republican issues. They're American issues. And so I think what was done yesterday was the right thing to do.
Is it enough, though? If even Steve King voted for the resolution to condemn what Steve King said yesterday, is that enough?
Well, I'm never going to be able to explain what Steve King says or does. And so, you know, it was appropriate, I think, for him to condemn it, even though his whole history has been to the contrary. At the end of the day, he's been stripped of his committee assignments, including an assignment to the Judiciary Committee, which was his singular platform to enhance the xenophobic rhetoric that he's been known to spew to the American people. So I think an appropriate first step has been taken.
First step, not last step.
We'll see what happens moving forward. Hopefully he'll learn his lesson.
Why not censure Steve King?
Because Steve King's offenses, if we can call them that, took place in an interview with media. I don't know that it's a good thing for us to talk about censure for things that are done outside of the business of the House of Representatives. And that's why, to me, we should be very, very careful about doing anything that constrains or seem to constrain speech.
Do you think that the punishment for Steve King that he's gone through to this point is enough for the comments that he's made and the comments that he's made in the past as well?
No, absolutely not. I think he ought to suffer the ultimate punishment that any politician can suffer, and it is total rejection by your constituents.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.
In an interview with the New York Times, Republican Congressman Steve King defending what he called the culture of America, white nationalist, white supremacist, Western civilization. How did that language become offensive, King asked, according to the paper. Liz Cheney, a member of House Republican leadership, slamming the comments, tweeting they are, quote, abhorrent and racist.
How could you not understand that that was offensive?
No, what I was really talking about was the continuation of applying labels onto people as freely as they are. I reject white nationalism. I reject white supremacy. It's not part of any of my ideology, and I reject anyone who carries that ideology.
So why'd you say it?
That was in the context of a long interview with the New York Times.
In a written statement, King said, quote, under any fair political definition, I am simply a nationalist. But he did not say he was misquoted.
Did the Times misquote you?
I don't think I can answer that clearly, but I'll just say I have responded to this, and I think you understand where I stand.
Just last year, King tweeted this photo from his annual pheasant hunt, saying different breeds of dogs indicated diversity. His rhetoric finally seems to be catching up to him. Just yesterday, a prominent Iowa Republican announced he's running against King in next year's primary. Casey Hunt, NBC News. the Capitol.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.
Okay. Hold on. Let me get rid of that. Lincoln declared an end to slavery on... Don't do that. I don't know why you keep talking about that one. Get up out of here with that. So what you have is you had the situation again with the Shaun King situation, right? And so, you know, as I was talking about, the article prior before that is about the impeachment of Donald Trump. So what you're seeing lately again, I mean, there's been a lot that in the news is the fact that, you know, again, as I said, those who watch this show avidly, that you got anti-Semitism, right? That's the number one in this country. You be an anti-Semite, you pretty much you lose everything, right? But you know, being anti-Negro, right, it's starting to move up. People getting caught out here saying things, and it's like almost having the power of anti-Semitism. And so there's people who are observing this who are looking as like, you know, they're being offended. They feel like they can't be who they are and they have been, right? I mean, that's the foundation what this been built on. And so the more that these keep happening, I just believe just kind of, you know, like old coals is stoking up the ash and turn it to get a glow, right? Trying to make it get a glow on there, right? And so, you know, they interviewing, you know, would be people of color, right? And you hear what they saying, right? Yeah, you know, they feeling some kind of way right now, right? So I'm just saying, with a shutdown, if they not in the building talking, are they in other places having meetings and talking? And there are other think tanks going on about some things that, you know, again, unforeseeable occurrences. I'm just saying, you know, let's say an inch of prevention is a pound of cure, right? I'll say that again. An inch of prevention is a pound of cure. So as the DOS, or black people in this nation, we have to always be on the preventive, on the defensive side, looking at things. We can't be lackadaisical and acting as if like, it's because they talking and acting as if like that got nothing to do with us. See, that's what a lot of us go wrong at. See, you have some people say, I don't focus on what them people talking about. I don't know why you wouldn't. Everything that there's been about this place has always had you in the equation. Whether it's anti or pro, but you in that equation somewhere in there. And so with all this being taking place, how are you looking at it? How are you observing that? Right? And so I just bring a little light. Again, this is a news show. Again, that's what I'm supposed to do, bring some light. Again, I'm part of what I would say in the black corner media over here, right? A slow night tonight. It's late. Should have been already done. So that's why I'm a little dragging, y'all. So there's a little drag because it's been a long day and I wasn't supposed to do it, but I said I wanted to make sure I got it off. So anyway, you know, a lot of this stuff is happening. Again, you seen a little girl getting punched, right? You know what I'm saying? See McDonald's, you know, people was like, Sugar Boy was like, he was saying, he was dripping with the N-word, right? The nigga. He didn't care, right? He didn't care. And, you know, just like, man, all the things is coming out. It's almost a Vincent Price. Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawling in search of blood to terrorize y'all's neighborhood. And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down. All right. I did that once, man, that video, those who know that, I played that, right? Even though they banned it, so I couldn't play because I'm talking about Vincent Price. I could do it myself, though. But anyway, so I'm just saying. Don't be sleeping like that, right? So what else? I got a couple more before I get up out of here. I got no more stories. I got a couple of these videos that I played in the beginning, so I have to address them. I'm not going to do the video because, again, with the Ed Buck stories, because I did the story last night, but I wasn't able to play the video, right? So I ended up playing the video. Again, they had a video for the two men that were caught up in the house, right? And again, it was about a year apart. The first one, they just kind of, he OD'd on meth and no harm, no foul. Nobody tripping on that. Then the second one come, right? And then it's like, oh, wait a minute, there might be a pattern here. But again, as I was talking about yesterday, we were talking about the feminist movement, about them with the march, we were talking about Tamika and how they wanted her to denounce. Again, I don't know if she's even part of Nation of Islam, but I think she just became that statement she said in 2015, talking about the fact that she called Minister Louis Farrakhan the GOAT. And so they wanted to make her, stand there. I guess it's like a kind of a tit for tat. It's like there's so much on this other side, there's so much being said and done that they have to keep dredging something up because, again, how we've always been the poster, but right now it seems like, boy, there's a lot of, on the other side of the other opposition, on the other team, they're getting a lot of press. It's not getting in the press, but there's a lot of stuff going on, man. And so, they talk about fragility. Mothers getting a little fragile. And then I think a lot of this is the simple fact that, again, this is the anniversary, the commemorative of what they claimed on 1619. I think you're doing anything not to really want to address that as well, right? I think Mr. Bozeman the only one that keep talking about that because everybody's in the black corner. I guess they wait for that one particular day, right? The official day, they want to call official day. It's the year, period. After all this time, it's the year. It's not no day, it's the year. So, I think that's in the back of the mind of the mother. Don't want to have to deal with, don't want to talk about that. A lot of our people, we don't want to talk about it too. So, again, I guess I'm the only culprit. I'm the bad guy because I will talk about it, right? So anyway, but that whole thing with the Ed Buck situation, I guess that would develop again. But again, and as we was looking at the politicians, and again, I guess if you washing and you feeding, I guess there's some privilege in that, something that I guess we don't know too much about. Then we see that the White House gave McDonald's. They loving it, huh? Matter of fact, kind of funny that yesterday, today would have been the 16th, so it would have been the day before. I know it's 17 due to the time. But let's say yesterday they did no commemoration for Martin Luther King. They've been slowly getting away from. I remember once back. I used to remember every year, that the King came on, the McDonald's aspect with the birthday candle and all. Remember that? They used to play the King story, right? They slowly got rid of that. To the fact that now, okay, so the government was shut down. You didn't touch that, but you came to give some hamburgers to some football playing mugs, though. Oh, we had that, though. But King can't get that because, again, we ain't trying to deal with none of that. No, sir. Now, again, I know a lot of people have their issues with Martin Luther King, right? They maybe not on the ideology and so forth. But, again, somebody gave his life for what he stood for. You have to always give some honor on that. Can't just act like that was just, for naught. And so here's the people who will use the mantra of saying the words he did, but then they would not even commemorate it. Well, maybe they'll commemorate on April 4th. Maybe they'll do it that time, right? Not so much the birthday. We're going to talk about the death, right? Okay. But it was a one, and you got to eat about $5,500 worth of hamburgers. Boy, there was a lot of people that was hungry that day too. The old Pac said, you got money for war, but you can't feed the poor. You got money for that, but you can't feed the poor. I know, God, there's always something, man. There's always something. But again, I guess they say he came out of his own pocket, right? That's what they said. Right? Okay, whatever. So last story is also the doctor who was accused. Again, kind of a Kevorkian ass thing, right? I don't remember. Everybody remember Dr. Kevorkian? And again, in the sense of Dr. Kevorkian, you could look at the simple fact that, again, he was providing a service for people who decided to say that they had enough, and I'm gonna pay you to off me off so I can go out, in a better way than suffering, right? Niels Hogo. Remember what I did a story about Niels Hogo? Remember that cat was killing people. And I think Germany is what it was. If I'm not mistaken, I'm going off the freestyle on my head, right? I'm remembering all this stuff, right? So Niels Hogo killed so many cats, but he was doing it like to see he could revive you, get you to stay right there on death, and then do the trick to get you back. But then it was failing a lot of time. It was like, oh well, you gone, right? Been the most prolific killer of all times, basically, right? So I guess this dude here is kind of like that, but in a way that story came across, it was like, well, he was actually doing it because the people were suffering. But it's like the one when it was like, no, they was actually trying to revive. She was supposed to be living. They were supposed to die. But again, I'm just trying to think that what kind of mentality it take to they say, all right, I'm a doctor, I'm going to go ahead and subscribe and kill mugs all. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you get your mind to think like that? Like, damn, you know what I'm saying? That's some crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. And we got all kinds. That's what make this world go around. And I guess if we ever really look up under the cover to find out what it is, we probably will realize where we really at. You know what I'm saying? You thinking that hell is under the ground, might be already in it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's gonna be my show for tonight, though. I didn't want to do it too late because again, I wanted to make sure I did it because again, somebody helped me up tonight, so I couldn't get to what I normally do. But I want to thank y'all for who came out tonight, and then I struggled to get through it. Won't happen like this again. I do appreciate y'all being here. Who else I got in the house? Let's see if anybody in the house. I got anybody in the house? I got all strangers in the house. And we got all the agents sitting up in here, huh? Taking notes. What you taking notes for? It is what it is, right? All right, taking notes. Tough stories. We ain't got no pull to do nothing else. So anyway, want to thank everybody for coming out again. It is John Henry Clark told us that the only thing we got is us. When you see each other, hit that, give that universal nod. What's good, brother? What's good, sister? And we in it to the end, right? We just have to do what we got to do to make each and every day while we here, right? Because again, we looked at the fact that what we've done to other people that make some people having such a disdain, but maybe it has something to do with history. And I was supposed to do some history. I won't do it tonight, but tomorrow and the days after that, I probably have to do a 2-for-1 to make up for it. So again, I want to appreciate everybody. It's only going to be 1:35 tonight. Going to do 2 tonight. It's not going to happen. So going to go out with this. To the next show, stay black, stay strong, and stay vigilant. Because shit is always going on up in this spot. Peace, love, and hair grease.
you.